Hey, hello again. We're on the ground right here at Eagle County Airport, and it's only about 25 miles north of Aspen, which is where we're going to fly on a little ferry flight. But I'm doing it because Pilot Edge had a fly-in there, and I saw a lot of people have a lot of, shall we say, fun with this arrival, so I just wanted to see whether I could do it myself. It is not advisable in the 737 because there's a wingspan limit and a weight limit, and I believe the 737 exceeds both of them. So what we're doing is inadvisable. But by the same token, as I check our V-speeds here, by the same token, just judging by the looks of the approach, it is not impossible. We're going to fly a Localizer DME approach, and it calls for a relatively standard drop of about, well, it's a little bit steep at the very, very end. It's about 6.5% at the end, but for the rest of it, it is not. So it seems to me that if we take the proper precautions, we'll be able to do this. But what I saw a lot of people doing was they were way, way too fast, and this airplane just doesn't slow down. The other thing I saw is people coming in with their speed brakes deployed, which is not really kosher after above a certain flap extension with gear down. I don't exactly know why. I'm not an expert in it. My intuition tells me that they don't want to put you in a situation where if an actuator fails and it sticks, you have to land with that. But I'll ask somebody about that who's in a better position to know, and I'll report back to you because I honestly don't know. So what we've done is, since we want to get all of our ducks in a row early, we've tuned up our localizer, which is 111. Got it tuned up wrong. Check the frequency, 11115. And with a course inbound of 151. And the interesting thing is that there's also a missed approach you fly, and you use the back course of that of a different localizer at a different frequency, which is offset. For your guidance, you fly 303 on the back course of 1085, so we've got that tuned up in nav 2. We've got our trim set, we've got our lights on, our sparkers are on. Let's turn our logo lights on. Let's go in loud and proud. We're going to cruise at 180. Our landing altitude is 7880. We've got our weather. Set our cruising altitude here. I should probably have planned a little bit of a longer flight just in case. The other thing I saw a lot of is descending in vertical speed mode, which is fine to do in certain phases of flight, but at least to my own taste, it's a good way to get either too fast or too slow chasing a descent rate. So we are going to descend. I think we're going to use the VNAV mode, and let's see if it works. If not, we're going to go down. It's a step-down approach. We will go down at 3.5 degrees, and we will observe some minima along the way, and they are very stringent because at the bottom of them is Rocky Mountains. So we are going to fly to our initial approach fix, and I believe the restriction there is 13.4, then step down to 12.9, and then down to 11.7, but then we're going to plummet from 11.7 down to our strip, which is at 7,800 feet, and supposedly we're going to be able to do that. We're going to have to do that in 5.7 miles. Since we can't use the speed brake, my own initial strategy here is going to be, if we have to slip the airplane, or do some S-turns if we're in the clear. But let's just see what our decision altitude is. Our decision altitude is absurdly high. It is, since it's considered a circling approach, our missed approach altitude is 10,220, which is 2,300 feet above the ground. So we're counting on the fact that it's good weather today. So we will, I don't even know if we could set a decision altitude. It doesn't go that high. So we'll just take it as it comes, but in the meantime, our auto brakes are on RTO, our trim is set, our flaps, just make sure the flaps work. Okay, that works, that works. Okay, controls check out, that's fine. We'll take off initially in heading select mode, so just bug up our heading here. And we will wonder why our heading is set to due north. One of life's little mysteries there. I don't really want to have instrumentation failure right now, but I think I know why that is. Do I know why it is? Yeah, we're in plan mode, that's why. There we go. Okay. Heading is bugged. We're basically going to have to climb out of here, climb up, and then reverse course here. So that should be more than a little fun. We'll bug up our V2 speed, which is 134. All right. Yaw damper on, pressurization on flight, lights on, ignition's on, bleeds can stay on. All right. Let's see what we can do. We are not going to get stellar acceleration on this. We are not derating the takeoff, and we are using flaps 15. And the runway is bumpy, and it shouldn't be. But that's a terrain issue. Airspeed's alive, 80 knots. Right, V1, rotate, fly runway heading here momentarily, gear up, just going to fly out this valley, got terrain here, we're visual with it, so we can turn around if we want to. Let's pitch down a little bit. There we go. Just going to start to bring in some flaps here. So pitch down slightly. Get some speed going. Admire the scenery. See what we need to do to get some performance. We're probably going to have to climb a little bit longer in this valley, which is becoming less of a valley by the minute. Okay, let's clean up a bit here. And up we go. I'm just hand flying very gently. Mainly because we're coming up on stick shaker speed, so let's just get our nose down a little bit. Bring our speed up to 250 or thereabouts. Be optimistic. Get 230. And slowly let those CFM 56 engines do their trick. Now you can see the problems that we have. Alright, I'm going to do a little risky chandelle here. Not a chandelle, what is it called? It is a chandelle. No, it's an Immelman. Do a little maximum performance climb and turn. And we will go into LNAV mode. And that's going to give us some guidance. We can climb at this speed, that's fine. Let's just see where we're going. There we go. Alright, so in our turn, above our terrain, come up to Untvu, I believe is our waypoint right there, or Utvu. Ajax is already our final, our initial approach fix. So let's just go direct to. Alright, we're already direct to it, so away we go. Let's go into VNav. Turn on the autopilot. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it tries to do. Alright. Well, ultimately we want to get going right to there, so let's see if it's going to do it. It might, Rabbit. It might. I will scale this down. It's going to start us. Yeah, alright. Well, it'll turn us in shortly, I think. Had this problem before. But let's wait till we get up to our cruising altitude here. And our V speeds are not going to be very different from our takeoff speeds. Alright, now let's see if it'll bring us back on this course. If not, you know what, let's just go direct to Truel, and let's see if it'll do it. Will it do it? It should. There we go. Alright. It's recovered its sanity. And we're at our top of climb. Alright, so we're on a CAV OK day, which is good for us. And we're going to shoot the localizer approach, and we're just going to wonder why it's turning us through our course, but I think it's just to make up for the wind. Yes, it's just being eccentric. Alright. So the very first thing we're going to do to get ourselves in a healthy frame of mind here for our arrival is check our speed. It will fly us at 220. We're going 250, so let's just see if I can intervene here. Alright, since it's not, We know what to do. We'll get into altitude hold. Slow ourselves down ourselves. We'll come down to 220. And we're coming up on top of descent. Give it some drag. So we're doing everything we possibly can early in the game to slow ourselves down. And when the autopilot doesn't do what we want it to do, then we'll make it do it. Alright, reset our altitude down to our platform, which is 8, give or take. We will get ourselves into VNAV mode, and let's just hope it doesn't speed us up. And it is. And there's no way to speed intervene on this, so out of VNAV mode we go again. Alright, that's an illogicality, so we'll just roll back our power. And we're at top of descent. Actually, we want to be at Ajax by 15, 17 miles. We're good. Alright. So, let's go to 15. Actually, at Ajax, I can be at 13.4, so let's do that. Alright, level change. Speed mode. Down we go. After Ajax, we can be at 12.9 and then 12.3. Okay, again, we're going to give ourselves some help here on our speed and our drag. So we're going to put in the most flaps we can right now as we come up on Ajax. Got our speed brakes out, so I'm doing the slowing early. Slow to 200. There's absolutely no reason to be fast up here. It's going to be hard enough as it is. Alright. Okay, 15.7. We can come down to... well, 13.4 after Ajax. Let's hold the altitude here. Take out our speed brakes. Rearm them. Level off at 15. After Ajax, we can come down to 12.9. Alright, away we go. It's a little sloppy on our speed, but it's not too bad. Alright, so that's Eagle County, back where we came from. Okay, we're loafing around 200. Let's just actually speed it up just a little bit to get the nose down, if only for visibility. We're getting everything configured early. Okay. I'm going to be turning to Ajax in 1 second. And actually, let's just get in heading select mode now. And no. You know what? Hang on. Screwed the pooch there. Didn't have my heading bug squared up. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. And we will get into nav loc mode in a second, because our localizer is alive. Right there. Wait for it to come in. Coming up on Ajax, let's start going down. And we will bug 180. And we will get ready to come nav loc. Here we go. Okay, we'll grab it. There we are. Okay. At 14.9. We'll now come gear down. And again, we're doing everything we possibly can to dirty ourselves up early. Square up our heading bug so we don't make the same mistake we made the last time. Okay, by Jargu, okay, we have to be at 13.4, so we've got 900 to go. Okay, we'll come down to flaps 15 and we'll bug 150. I am going to be lower energy than Jeb Bush on this approach. That's our aim. Okay, there we go. Alright, coming up on Jargu. Just going to hold the altitude for 1 second. There we go. We'll get fully configured right now. And we'll come down to our V-app. Alright, now we can start to go down again, and let's just do this manually. Stay on our localizer, retrim. Okay, we can now come down to 11.7. And from here on out, that's the field. I'm just going to get our altitude alerter down. To airfield elevation, give or take. And we'll just fly the localizer in. Now we are configured excessively early, there's no doubt about that, but we're not rushed. We know what we're going to do. Our plan for missed approach is a right turn to intercept the 303 on that needle over there. We're on the center line. And we're just about at the right speed. I'm going to turn off the flight director, just go raw data here. And for once the auto throttles are working nicely. We'll set our auto brakes to 2. We're not going to need a lot of room to stop here, believe it or not. Okay, we're visual with the field. If we have to lose a little bit of altitude, we will slip to slow down. I don't think we will. Maybe a little bit. We're a little high. But the runway is also on a plateau, so it's going to be a little deceptive, and it's going to look a little higher than it might be. Just keeping my localizer needle centered. Let's try that again in English. Alright, and I've had enough with the auto throttle. I can't see my throttles though. There we go.
1,000.
Okay, I want to have about 55% N1, maybe 60. There we go, we're on profile. So there's absolutely nothing dramatic about this arrival, except that the runway is going to be a little bit narrow and it's going to slope a little bit, and it's going to look funny as we come down at it. And I'm a little low energy. Little deceptive because it's narrow, so it's kind of hard to judge. So I'm getting just a little high. I'll just duck down a little bit, and I'm going to embarrass myself with the flare and landing. I can feel it. Okay, there we are. This glide slope is 3.5 degrees, so it's a little bit different. So let's get a little bit more of a sink here. I'm going to duck down below the pappies just ever so slightly. Try not to be distracted by the waterfall there. Trim going.
500.
There we are.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And welcome to Aspen. And that was not so hard, was it? I don't mean to sound like Mr. Rogers or anything, but got a little low energy at the end, but hey, who doesn't? And again, this is not an airport that's really built for this plane, so the taxiways are not big enough. I see the clearance is not quite good enough. But darn it, people like us. So anyway. With that, that's how I think you do it. Maybe next time we'll try the RNAV approach, which is offset and dumps you off onto a steeper final segment, so maybe that'll be fun, but that's reasonably okay. I wouldn't want to do this in bad weather. I wouldn't want to do it when I couldn't also see the ground. So, anyway, with that, see that landing again? You know, I scraped it along the ground. I don't even want to see it again, but here, let's watch it again. Scrape. See if we can. No, can't see it. All right. Well, here we go. So it's a little steeper than normal approach. That's got to be intimidating in bad weather. Look at that. So there we go. We get a little low here and just kind of scrape it on in. There we go. And I thump it down good and hard. Oh, we have our fun and we don't run out of runway. And all is right in the world. I wouldn't want to do that with fuel and passengers, though, and on a bad day. So, basically, I set myself up to succeed. And and there you have it. So, until next time, see you real soon. Bye-bye.